at WBOK1230.com.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. And welcome to another great episode of Conversations with Ron Richardson. We are back for another great one. And I would like to welcome my lovely co-host, who's always checking in with me every time she gets a minute, Miss Angie from the Sincerely Angie podcast. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm well. How you been?
I'm great. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday and Merry Christmas. Doing anything special for the
happy
holidays?
holidays.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
No, just kind of kicking back
Working.
with the fam.
That's it.
Same here, man. You know, we are here for Conversations with Ron Richardson, and I would like to welcome my very, very special guest, mental health advocate, all around good guy, man, social media influence, and a good friend of Miss Angie, Mr. Eric T. Lewis. Eric, sir, how are you?
You know, life is good. Life
Right.
is really, really good.
All right.
How are y'all today?
Fine.
Doing
How are
well,
you,
man.
Eric?
Doing well. Glad to have you on the show.
Thank you. Hey, Angie. It's
Hi.
been a minute.
Are you watching? Did you click the live so you can watch it?
No, but I need to watch it, though. I am going to tune in right now to it.
Yeah, you got to be able to see us so you can feel like you're here.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, see, you know what? See, that's why I feel like, y'all make me feel like family. Man, I swear. It feels so good.
You
It
are
feels so
family,
good, I
man.
tell
You are part of the Conversations with Ron Richardson family, and now you are part of the WBOK 1230 AM family.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
yeah, a little birdie told me that you were not feeling well. So you know, hopefully you're feeling better. Maybe next time we can get you in the studio and meet up in person. Is that cool?
Definitely. Today is much better than yesterday.
Right.
That has been kind of my mantra as of recently. Today is better than yesterday. And it's so crazy how all of a sudden things can just kind of change up for you. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And because I was just coming back, and I told Angie this, and I was just coming back from New York, from seeing my daughter in New York City on Sunday, this past Sunday. And Monday is the day that I actually caught the flu.
Wow.
And I said, oh, man, wow, this is disgusting. And so as I'm trying to, heal myself and get better and everything like that, as fate would have it, unfortunately, I really wanted to be there, but as fate would have it, I was able to call in and still speak with you all about something that's very important to me, which is mental health, and talk about just all of the amazing things that has happened to me, when mental health has taken somewhat of a forefront in my life. And as fate, and the beautiful thing about it is, had I not got the flu last night, I was driving or whatever, and my tire light came on. So I actually would have had a flat tire in the middle of nowhere, roughly around the time, because I ended up having a nail in my tire.
Wow. Really?
So, yeah, so it's amazing how things just kind of work out like it's supposed to. God is good all the time.
Yes, he is.
And so,
Yeah. Nonetheless,
so, yeah,
man.
so I'm grateful.
Nonetheless,
I'm grateful.
man, we are glad you're here. So, we kind of started talking amongst ourselves and getting acquainted, and that's cool. But we gonna keep it with the formality. And I want you to give my listening audience a brief introduction on who you are and what we're talking about today, my brother. Take it away.
Sure. So my name is Eric Lewis. I am a podcaster. I am a filmmaker. I am a writer. I am an author. I wrote a book. And I'm just an overall good guy. I've been filmmaking or just in the creative space for about 13 years now, since about 2012. And I've been in this creative space just doing everything. I hate to consider myself a jack of all trades, but, if the shoe fits, it is kind of what it is, right?
A thing.
So, so we are all like, I am such a huge advocate of creating. And as Angie knows, I've been knowing Angie for 12 years now, right? So
I think 2017.
27.
I think.
Oh no, it was way before that. It was because it was in 2020. It was at least 2014.
Okay.
I would think. Yeah, because I moved to Houston in 2017, and in
Oh,
20,
well, yeah.
2013 is when I actually started officially doing things in the filmmaking space. And then I met Angie through a really good friend of ours, Paris Hatcher. And so,
Hmm.
well, I met Angie, yeah, through Paris, and everything just kind of flowed ever since. And so, to kind of go back to what I'm saying, I'm a filmmaker, but right now my main focus is on podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been working really hard on different type of podcasts, on a narrative podcast that I've been working on behind the scenes. I do have two separate podcasts. One is called EC Convos, which is Ingolio Company, which is the name of my production company.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Ingolio Company Convos,
Yeah.
which I'll have conversations with people about certain topics, about random things. And then the other one is called Stories by EC, which is going to be more of the narrative podcast. And I'm actually retelling or I'm narrating my book that I wrote a couple of years ago. So every other week you'll hear another story from my book
Okay.
because I wrote my feelings.
Mm.
So I want to ask you, man, what inspired you to start talking about mental health? Because I know, especially for black men, especially for us, black women as well, it's a
Hmm.
very, very touchy subject when we start talking about, mental issues, because I think I could speak for all three of us and say that we come from a generation where as kids we were meant to be seen and not heard.
That
And,
is correct.
a lot of things that we wanted to express, our parents were like, you should have no complaints because, I feed you, I clothe you, you're in a good school, so on and so forth. So
Yep.
break that down for us and tell us why you wanted to start talking about mental health.
Well, what I will say is it comes in two parts. My journey with mental health and the significance or the impact that it has on my life.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main things is because of some things that had happened to me back in years ago, many years ago, when there were times when I felt inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
There were times when I felt as if I wasn't the right person
Yes.
to be handling such things, and such things. And there were times when I just felt like I just wasn't a good person as a whole. And it was all based on what people had been telling me, based on, just how society had been treating me and
Mm-hmm.
things like that or whatever. So, and if you don't mind me getting a little bit open right
Yes.
now, there are times when I wanted to do things, harm myself,
Hmm.
and there was one moment in particular where I said, this has to stop. I need to change. Something needs to change. And I began to look at different avenues of mental health. I began looking at therapy, but again, I thought that therapy was for, I hate to say it, but for crazy people. This is based on what we were told,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
That therapy was for crazy people, and you don't need therapy. You need to just tough it out. These are things that I was told as not as a youngster mainly, but kind of more as going into a teenager, going into an adult by peers and stuff. Just tough it out. It'll be all right. You'll be all right. And a lot of times those things it continued to stay inside of me. And there's an old saying that I follow now, which is anger corrupts the container it's carried in.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that you continue to hold in will eventually corrupt you to where it's to a point where it will begin to manifest into different avenues, where it be into stress, into pain, into anger towards others and stuff like that. And so I started to make a change. And that's that's my first time seeking therapy. So it's a troubling thing to know that there are people out here who still do think that therapy is for crazy people or mental health. If you have mental health concerns, then you're crazy or that you're not normal,
Right.
right?
Right.
So and it's something that I've been focused on, and I've been doing my absolute best to try to help others with as well. Like, with my peers, I'll talk to people on a daily basis about things that's going on in their life and trying to help them, I guess, weed through it and everything. But ultimately, it does stem. It starts from earlier on, and it continues to manifest itself. And as long as you continue to allow it to manifest itself, as long as you continue to allow it to manifest, then it will end one of two ways.
Yeah.
Either by you breaking or you having some type of breakthrough. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
You mentioned the word manifest. Coming up, I would always hear that word and never really paid attention to it. But it's true what they say, man. Your words are or can be a direct action of what your future come out to be. So I'm very careful now when I speak certain things into existence, because I realize now how powerful my words can be. Angie, you look like you want to say something.
No, I agree wholeheartedly with you, but yet manifestation is real. Words do shape your life and create your life. And Eric, you mentioned Paris, but it's actually Yanni who I met you through. I had known Paris, but I met you through Yanni. So that just to correct that. But me and Yanni will be on the phone sometimes, and she'll say something, and then I'll correct what she said, and she's like, "Thank you so much," because I don't want to speak that, I don't want to say that, but out of the habit of being so fleshy and being in our flesh and in our feelings, we tend to say things not thinking that we're giving it power, but you actually are. So you have to be mindful of what you say and what you release. Oh, I'm so tired. I have all the energy today.
Right.
Correct it.
Right. Right.
Something as simple as that.
You're absolutely right. It's funny you say that. Well, first of all, let me say this. Shout out to Ariane, because she is doing amazing work out there.
Yes.
We got to give a shout out to her, because she is doing amazing work out there. And I'm so proud of her. I love her dearly. I'm so proud of her. But she's absolutely right. Like, you're absolutely right, Angie. You have to change the wording oftentimes, because if you don't do that, I was talking to my wife about this the other day, actually. And, we were talking about how sometimes she was talking about, there was a guy in one of her jobs or whatever, at her job or whatever, talking about how he's 29 and he has to, oh, I'm just so old now. My back hurting, my legs hurting, and he's 29 years old.
Oh, goodness.
And I'm like, no, we don't do that, So going back to the flu, right? I was just kind of having conversations with God about things, and I was saying, God, I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I feel better than I did yesterday, and I am 90% better. I was talking to another friend of mine, Centauria, yesterday, 2 days ago, and she said that, because I told her, no, I feel about 80%. She said, no, you said it right, 90%. You said it right. You feel 90% better, not 75, not 60, but 90% better.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. So manifestation, words have power.
Yeah.
So many people don't understand that. Words have power, and what you say, what you say is can be in direct reflection of how you feel and how you act. So you have to be able to say these things, and say these things with conviction. Say the positive things with conviction.
Right.
A part of my healing journey, a part of my mental health journey is meditation. I am a huge advocate of meditation, and I say nothing but positive affirmations to myself while I'm meditating, because this is what matters.
Yeah.
Right.
And before we go to break, I want to say this. My friend DJ, who has been on my podcast multiple times, he's a family friend of the show, but he would correct me with my verbiage when I would say certain things. And now it's a way of life for me. So now I do it to other people. Right. So I think each one teach one. So if you have that skill set, keep doing it and keep sharing it, and other people will follow through, and then they'll do it and they'll share it, and we can change the world one person at a time.
Right. And as you both know, especially Angie, that is why I try to keep a positive attitude when it comes to my social network, and I'm always posting something just to even if I'm having a horrible day, you know, I'm not one to post what
we would never
happens
know.
online. Right.
Yes.
You would never know. But, you know, I've even gotten to that mode of where, you know, I wake up in the morning and I say, okay, hey guys, morning thought, you know, and me and Angie, we always checking out each other's stories to, you know, keep up with each other. And I'm just a firm believer in, if you start out on a negative, you know,
Oh yeah.
you're going to end up on a negative, and that's going to be the rest of your day. Like I said, you'll never know if I'm going through something because
Yeah.
I'm not one to act out online.
Yeah.
And you do have a lot of people that do that. And
Yes.
some people, when I
That's
see
true.
it, I'm like, did you really just put that out?
Yeah.
Right.
Literally.
But
Yes.
then, and Eric and Angie, maybe you could back me up on this. Then you realize that is a form of therapy for some people.
Yeah.
They look for the
validation,
the admiration and that
the,
validation from other people to make them
Yeah.
feel better about what's going on with them.
yeah, absolutely.
Right.
That is true.
Right.
Very true. Very true. And it's so amazing how we can be so focused on everything else going on around us, right?
Mhm.
And not focused on the most important thing, which is us.
Self, yeah.
We need to focus on self, and we need to be able to focus on all of those amazing aspects of ourselves in order for us to be able to, I guess, reach higher levels and reach better positioning, you know, play the long game. I see that shirt, Angie, long game mentality.
You see it?
You have
I
to,
wore it just
yeah,
for
you have
you.
to play
Okay.
I brought you in the building
Okay.
with us.
Okay. That's what's up, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you have to play the long game, especially when it comes to mental health, y'all. Mental health is not anything that will be a fly-by-night thing that will, or not. I'm not going to say fixing your mental health, but understanding your mental health is not going to be something that's not a. It's not a fly-by-night thing. You're not going to get it overnight. It's not a microwave thing. You got to play the long game when it comes to stuff like this, and you
Yeah.
have to have that type of mentality in order for you to be able to strive for perfection. And not even strive for perfection in your life, but just strive for better in your life. You have to be able to play the long game, because it's, I tell people this all the time, because people ask me all the time, hey, why are you so positive? Like, you know, I just don't understand it. Like, you know, with everything going on right now, why are you so positive? I said, because every day is day one for me. You know, I don't look too far ahead of trying to do all positive. Every day is day one. Every day is my day to start over, because I make a decision in my mind at that day. On this day, I make a decision to either do good or to do bad. And that's what it is. So, yeah.
You know,
I love
man,
it. I love
I'm glad that you're here, because a lot of people, they won't get this information from their friends. You know, like you said earlier, you know, everybody's instant reaction is like, oh, you know, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And,
Yeah.
you know, we recognize what they're trying to do when they say that,
Yeah.
but that's not what I need right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need somebody to just listen and just let me vent. And Angie knows this. I started my mental health journey about a year ago, and it seems like every therapy session I go to, I always embark on something or find out something new about myself that I didn't realize before the last therapy session. So you're right. It is an ongoing thing, and it is like a continuation. And let's be real. You know, people think you can go to a couple of therapy sessions and, you know, I'm healed. But this is an ongoing thing, because you're always finding out something new, and you're always unlocking certain things about yourself that you didn't do before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. So, man, 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. Angie, tell the people where they can get in contact with you.
Y'all can find me, everything about me, sincerelyangiem.com. M as in Michael.
All right. And Eric?
You can find me at engolio.com, and that's ENG as in goat, OLIO.com. And all of my social platforms are on there. If you want to take a look at some of the merchandise I have on there, all of that good stuff, it's on there on my website.
All right, man. This is Conversations with Ryan Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Remember, guys, if you want to catch us on the go or catch me on the go, you can find me on social networks. Just search for Ronald Richardson or Ron Rich, the Facebook page. You can also find me on Instagram. Just search for Ronald_Richardson_Jr. on Instagram or Ronnie_Richardson_Jr. on Instagram. For a second, I didn't know my own Facebook page. You looked at me like you got
Yeah, because I mean, you literally on there every day.
Right. All right, man. Nonetheless, we got to go to break. All right, so hang tight, Eric. Cool?
Okay, I'll be here, man.
All right, man. We'll be right back after this. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. See you in a sec. Peace.
I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
Hey family, Ron Richardson here, host of Conversations with Ron Richardson. If you're looking for quality catering and barbecue, you need to contact my friends at Kuzan's Catering and Barbecue Team. Mr. Eddie Bunch and Kuzan's have been serving the West Bank since 2013 with their quality selection of barbecue and seafood. If you're looking for quality catering, be sure to contact Kuzan's Catering, located at 618 Westwood Drive in Marrero, or you can go to Kuzan'sOnline.com for more information for all the services that they offer, or call 504-233-4227. Catering done the right way just for you. That's Kuzan's, baby.
New Orleans, you want to know what we're talking about? Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WBOK for Conversations with Ron Richardson. The topics will always be hot and the conversation will be all the way live. Meet us there. We'll save you a seat. We can also talk about you and your business as a sponsor of Conversations with Ron Richardson. Contact Ron at 504-874-4584 or email him at richardsonronald024@gmail.com for more details.
WBOK online at WBOK1230.com.
It's the place where we can be open and honest about real life issues. You're listening to Conversations with Ron Richardson, live on WBOK and online at WBOK1230.com.
Welcome back. Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. And I have my great co-host in the building, in the air chair with me, as always, Miss Angie from the Sincerely Angie podcast. How you doing, Mama?
Proud of you. You got it 2 times in a row. I'm so proud
I
of you.
I told you I was going to get it, right? Because I couldn't say, I was like, I'm going to get it right. But I got it.
I appreciate you. It only took 100 times or so, but it's good.
How long have you been co-hosting with me now?
I just looked in my photos and found one from 2016. So next year will be 10 years.
Wow.
10 years
Really?
you've been. So you really started me into radio and podcasting and all of that. You got me comfortable with this. So thank you.
I told you once you started, you was going to get bit by the radio bug.
I definitely got bit.
All right, man. She is with me as always, and I would like to welcome my new extended family, WBOK 1230 AM family, and Conversations with Ron Richardson family. Special guest, man of the hour, Mr. Eric T. Lewis. Eric, you still hanging with us?
Yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
All right, man. So, Angie, you had a thought that you wanted to finish up before we went to break. So why don't you continue with that?
Yeah. So Eric was saying, he was talking about, basically, you got to get yourself right first. So don't be selfish when it comes to mental health. And I just wanted to say people need to get out of their head about being selfish is a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's really not a bad thing, because if you are okay, the people around you will be okay. Like if you're a happy mother, your children are going to be happy. But if you're angry, that bleeds. Like that stuff really does bleeds on the people who actually did not cut you. So being selfish is not a bad thing. Actually, if you just fill your cup and you be the best version of you, those around you will benefit from it. And like I said earlier, we can change the world one person at a time if we would all just work on ourselves and go out into the world and be better people.
All right. One of the things I want to focus on, Eric, is I want to talk before we get into your thought. I want to get your thoughts on boundaries and how boundaries should be set up for somebody who is embarking on a mental health journey and getting started with this. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's funny you mentioned that because I was just talking to a good friend of mine. This is earlier this year. I was talking to a really good friend of mine. Her name is Ashley Drain, and we were talking about therapy and stuff like that. And she had been in therapy for a while. And as far as boundaries goes, because that was one of the main issues that I had, right, with setting boundaries with people. Because a lot of times there would be things going on or whatever. Excuse me, there would be things going on or whatever, and I would feel like, oh yeah, let me help you with that. Yeah, I can help you with that. Or it would be like, or someone would then say, oh, I need some help with this, or can you help me figure out this? Yeah, I can help you with that. And I began taking on so many things at one time to where I became extremely overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. And I think I talked to you about this, Angie, when we last spoke, right? Mm-hmm. And so what happened was, I was having almost a moment to whereas I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on with me. It was back in May, sometime around April of May of this year or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was just having like all types of different ailments and stuff like that, like, chest burning and stuff like that or whatever. I had to go to the doctor. It was just so many things going on at one time, right? And so I was talking to my friend Ashley about it, and she said, you need to set boundaries. Mm. You don't have boundaries. You just allow people to come in, infiltrate your space, and leave. Mm-hmm. With leave you holding the bag or whatever, because you're still dealing with the remnants of whatever travesty or whatever circumstances they've had to deal with. Mm-hmm. You need to set boundaries. And I'm like, I don't set no boundaries. Again, that non-progressive thinking, right? Where it's like, okay, well, I don't need to do that. I'll figure it out, until eventually things begin to start crashing down or whatever. And then I ended up having almost a mental breakdown. So I realized at that time that, okay, you know what? Let me slow it down a little bit, because I really do need to set boundaries on things and on people, especially on people. And so that's what I began to do. And I began to take myself a lot more serious in regards to building my health back up, my mental health back up and everything. Mm-hmm. So setting boundaries is in the beginning for someone like me was very difficult to do, but it was necessary though, because if I would not have set any boundaries, then it would have been catastrophic for me. Yeah. Later on down the line, around this, if I would have continued on the way I was continuing on, if I would have continued on now, and had I not put a stop to it in May, had I continued on right now, there's no telling where I would be right now. There's no telling where I would be. So you have to set those boundaries. Will it hurt? Yes, because you're always looked at as for me, I was always looked at as the nice guy, as the good guy, the guy who's always willing to do for others before he do for himself. Yeah. But at sometimes, Ron, you have to set those boundaries, man. Yeah, you got to.
And that was gonna be my next. I was going to add on to what you said, setting boundaries. So, did you receive any backlash from people when you started to put these boundaries in place? Because I'm going through that situation right now, and it's I love my family, but it's mainly with family. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, well, wait a minute. He's supposed to do this because this is what he's always done. And like I said, we come from those old school families where it's like, okay, I'm your parent, so you should do whatever I say, because even though you're grown, I'm still your parent. Right. And it's like, no, I don't have to do that. Yeah. So I'm dealing with that now. It's like, I set those boundaries, and I got people coming at me, and it's like, no, well, what's going on with you? Mm-hmm. You're changing. And I'm like, I'm not changing. I'm always who I have been, but it's time for me to start taking care of myself. Yeah.
Well, what happens is people oftentimes remember you for who you used to be and not for who you're going to be. Yes. And so a lot of times whenever you are quote unquote changing, you're changing in the sense of you're not changing. Your mindset is shifting.
Yeah.
And because your mindset is shifting, they don't see the new you, or they don't understand the new you. They're uncomfortable with the new you.
Yeah.
And that's why they'll make statements like, oh, well, I see. Oh, you changing now. Oh, you too big for us now? Oh, you different now? You acting up now? Oh, that's what you're doing?
Right.
These are the things that they'll do to try to reel you back into that former self that they're familiar with.
Or
Yeah.
make you feel
But
bad
no,
about
but
what
the
you're
thing
doing
is-
now.
A guilt trip.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a guilt trip. I mean, that's basically what it is in the nutshell. It's a guilt trip. But at the end of the day, you have to keep steadfast. You have to keep going, which is my mantra. I've been saying that for decades now.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Mhm.
Because what happens is the more you do for yourself, the more so many other things will open up for you.
Mhm.
You have to be able to do it for yourself, because if you don't, then they're not going to do it for you.
Yeah.
The people who want to keep you at that same level, they're not going to do it for you. The people who want to keep you under wraps, they're not going to make you change, or they're not going to, they're not going to advocate for your change.
No, 'cause they're benefiting
because they
from
love you
it.
where you are.
Mhm.
They're benefiting from it,
Yeah.
right? So, family obviously is a lot more difficult. I can't really speak for that, like talking about, because my family is pretty tight knit and we all pretty good.
That's a
I
blessing.
mean, I will say this though, Ron, at the end of the day, Ron and Angie, at the end of the day, my friend group that I had before is significantly dwindled now. I only talk to maybe a handful of people on the phone on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's by design.
Mhm.
It has to be by design. Like there's certain things in life that you just absolutely have to do. And it's like the old saying when it comes to the airplane. When you're on an airplane, and if the airplane has turbulence or whatever, when the masks come down, what happens? What do they tell you to do?
Put yours on
Put
before
yours
you
on
help
first.
anybody else.
Yes.
Exactly. You got to help yourself before you help anyone else. And that is paramount in anything that you do. You have to help yourself first.
I learned this
So-
in radio. This acronym radio. CYA.
Oh.
Cover your own ass.
Yes.
And that's what I use. And I've ever since I got my start in radio, I've lived by that, whether it be in the workplace, at home, dealing with people, because I come from a tight knit family. Right?
Yeah.
I have 4 uncles who I love dearly. My mom was the only girl, so you can imagine how that is. So I've never really been looked at as the nephew. I've always been looked at as the little brother.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to put any business out there, but I listen to all my uncles' issues and different things like that. And sometimes it's like, say, bro, I need a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need a minute.
Yeah.
One of my uncles I'm really, really close with, and we talk pretty much every day. And sometimes it's like, bro, I need 50 feet. And
Right.
he's even learned to, okay, well, you know what? He does need that time to do whatever he's doing and get himself together. And I'm like, just give me a few minutes. I'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get it. 110%, 110%, not 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I want to ask you, being a social media influencer, because, we live in the internet age, and we live in the social networking age, and we live in the age of people being able to comment on everything.
Yes.
How do you deal with that as a social media influencer? Because I know, like me, you deal with a lot of people that really don't even know you. They see a post and they just automatically just jump into it. And it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. You don't know me, but you're basing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you deal with that?
Well, I deal with it only one way in particular. The internet is not a real place. So
But some people
whatever I know, and it's unfortunate for them, because if somebody does post or somebody does comment something, that's somewhat negative or somewhat dismissive or whatever, or in contradiction to what I'm, any positive or whatever, I just ignore it because I don't have time to and that's just been me as a whole. I'm not going to go back and forth with you.
Yeah.
Because there's an old saying, why convince somebody of something they've already made their mind up with?
Yep.
No.
That's
I'm no longer in the business of trying to convince anybody no, I'm not doing that. So I'm not going to go tit. I see a lot of celebrities doing that, right? A lot of big name celebrities, they will go tit for tat with people and they'll go back and forth and clap back and stuff like that. For what? For what? I mean, that's just always been my makeup. Like, the internet is not a real place to me. And, I can post things. Oftentimes I'll post more motivational things and stuff, but I can just post things and stuff like that and just go about my business.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. Eric, he's the type, he does so many things that he'll post something either on YouTube or on Instagram or something, and he's on to the next thing after that. I doubt that he even pays attention to the comments, but he keep it moving. He's so multi-talented. I just don't think that he would. I can't see him wasting energy on negative comments. I think me personally, if I see a negative comment, I block it. Block the person and block the comment. I'm not even going back and forth with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings me to a personal experience that I had a couple of weeks ago with a brother of mine. I posted a picture up of myself in my suit, and I was feeling myself that particular night. And he commented on it, right? And he was like, well, if you were a real such and such, you wouldn't have to post that. And I was like, well, okay. And my instant reaction was to go and hit him. Like when I say hit, I mean just go for the gusto and
go below the belt or something.
But something told me.
Go match his energy.
Yeah,
basically.
Something told me, you know what? Just let it go. And I talked to a mutual brother of ours, and he was like, you know what, Ron? He said, do you? He said, no matter what the situation is, do you? And I looked at the comment again, and somebody else that I know co-signed it by liking what he said. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And it was at that moment I realized that I'm changing. Because Angie, if you notice, I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, but I'm not on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So that's how I knew my mental state is becoming a lot clearer, and I'm learning not to respond. Now, if I have to,
you will.
I will. But
the best response is no response.
So I just deleted the comment, and I just moved on.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I'm like,
yeah, and you have to pick your battles. Like, do I want to match his energy or deal with this temporary frustration for a minute? And it's gonna be temporary. Like, well, he didn't even have to say that, but you know what? Blocked it, move it. The comments going. It is what it is. And I'll keep an eye on you just to make sure. Okay, I know where to keep my energy at. I see what you on.
But what I do notice about this particular person, he's always in my stories.
You're doing something.
Right.
You're doing something right.
So obviously, you must like what
watching.
I'm doing. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watching. Look, give it to him. Give him another one. Take another picture. Send it to him. Let him watch. Because that's the whole thing. Like, at the end of the day, it's all about entertainment, right? And whether they like you or they hate you, they're entertained by you.
Yeah.
And so when it's all said and done, let me be your entertainment.
Yeah.
Whether you like me or whether you hate me, you still thinking about me. Like you said, he's whoever the person is there on the stories, looking at the pictures and things like that. Let them. Let them. So yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about anyway. And I am 100% on board with ignoring people, like, what would Beyonce do type stuff, where where it's like, Beyonce don't even know. I mean, she don't comment on comment back on people, stuff like that or whatever. But it can be draining sometimes. Especially it can affect your mental health a lot when there's so many negative comments and whatever. But at the end of the day, just ignore it, man, because the power is shifted to them when you clap back
Yeah.
or when you comment on their comment. So as long as you ignore it, you have the power
Mm-hmm.
because they don't know what you're going to do. So
Right.
you always you hold all the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
And you
It's
know,
that easy, yo.
sometimes, man, I gotta be honest with you. I want to clap back, but I just noticed
Hmm.
a shift in my mindset as I'm getting older. It's like, nah, you know what? Um, I'm gonna just leave it alone. And
Well, let
Angie, I
me ask
think
you this.
you know what pick I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, really? Like, we supposed to be close, but yet you telling me how I should react to
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing now.
Yeah.
I just thought it was completely out of line.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, man, I'm off my soapbox. So, with your mental health journey, I want to ask you, Eric, what has been a significant change that you've noticed in someone else by telling your story?
Oh, that's good, Ron. Go
Hey,
on.
hey, thanks to Adonis back here, he got me right. So break that down for me, man.
knocking them out the park. I like that.
All right, come on with it. Come on with it.
So the question is, what has been a change that I've noticed in other people
In other
since I
people.
made my?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let me see, because I can't really gauge what other people do, like talking about. But what I do know is I've changed ever since I've changed my outlook on how things are supposed to be, and how I want things to progress in my life. I have seen a difference in the conversations that I've had with people, in terms of, like, instead of talking about like drama and talking about gossip and all that stuff, we talked about a lot of more motivational things.
Mm-hmm.
Like with my friends, I talked about Ashley before. We talk a lot more about just like doing big things. Investing in opening businesses and things like that or whatever. Or even with my homeboy Eric, shout out to Eric Christoph, we talk about stock trading all the time,
Mm-hmm.
stocks and investing, stuff like that. Shout out to my homegirl Ayana. We talk about mental health. Her and I talk about mental health quite often. My homegirl Centoria, we talk about healing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I got other friends too. My friend Brittany, we talk about just life things in general, and and it's just so the conversations have changed because I've made the decision to stop looking at. I changed the algorithm in my mind, basically, is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
How you can kind of change your algorithm on Instagram or social media or whatever to kind of cater to what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I started to do now. I started to cater more towards those types of conversations, the conversations that will benefit me, not, that will be beneficial to me, I should say.
Right.
And the ones that are a detriment to me, I kind of like, I still have my little ghetto moments,
Of course, we all
ratchet
do.
conversations.
We all do. I had one a couple
we
days
still
ago.
have our
But that's
we gotta have our ratchet conversations every once in a while because it is what it is.
Right.
Like Boosie said, we all got some ratchet in us.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Perfect segue, bro. But continue.
Correct. But for the most part, all of the conversations, the majority of the conversations I have now are meaningful conversations about life, conversations about love, and about building. That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
It's about building and becoming better, a better person, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So that's what I've seen more than anything is those type of conversations that are being made.
We didn't touch on a spiritual aspect of things. You know, great segue into the next question. How do you incorporate your faith with your mental health? We're gonna kind of keep this one brief because we got to go to break in a couple of minutes. But how do you incorporate?
I can keep it real brief for you. Put God above all things. I put God above all things. That's it. That's it. That's all. There's nothing else higher than that. There's nothing else lower than that. God is number one. He is the reason why I am still here today. He is the reason why I am continuing to be healthy and happy and whole.
All right, man. So you know what? Hang tight. We got to go to our second break. All right.
For sure, I will.
All right, man. We got Eric T. Lewis on the line. We got my girl in the air chair, Miss Angie from the Sincerely Angie podcast. We'll be right back after this. Stay tuned. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com and also on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll see you in a sec. Peace.
Hey, this is Steve Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 AM or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
Ron Richardson here. If you are like me, that means you love the feeling of getting a fresh haircut and shave. If you do, then you should check out my friends Eddie and Dana Bunch at First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon, specializing in hairstyles for men, women, and children. If you want to make a good first impression, you should check out First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon, located at 618 Westwood Drive in Marrero, or call 504-341-6777. Remember, it's never too late to make that first impression at First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon.
New Orleans, you want to know what we're talking about? Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WBOK for Conversations with Ron Richardson. The topics will always be hot and the conversation will be all the way live. Meet us there. We'll save you a seat. We can also talk about you and your business as a sponsor of Conversations with Ron Richardson. Contact Ron at 504-874-4584 or email him at richardsonronald024@gmail.com for more details.
Hey, Pontchartrain Park. Thanks for listening to WBOK.
Hey, this is Norman Sanders with WBOK, letting you know to have a happy holiday.
Thanks for listening to Conversations with Ron Richardson, live on WBOK, and listen online at WBOK1230.com. Now, back to Ron.
Welcome back. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Remember, guys, if you want to talk to the crew today, hit us up, drop us a line, give us a call, 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422. And I have my special guest in the air chair, the lovely Miss Angie from the Sincerely Angie podcast.
Hey, y'all.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
All right. And my main man, my new extended family, Mr. Eric T. Lewis, mental health advocate, author, social media influencer, man of many hats. You still hanging with me, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm so glad we went to break just now.
That was a long segment, right?
Yeah, no, I had a coughing fit out of this world, man. I'm so glad.
Wow.
But all is well, though. Life is good. Life is good.
It's amazing, man, because it's like everything aligned like it was supposed to be. Because when you text me, it was Wednesday morning. And I was like, okay, I'm excited because Angie's coming now. Because, it's always good with us.
Yes.
I'm like, I got a new guy. And when you called me, you were like, Ryan, I might not be able to make it. I'm like, oh. And it's happened to me before, man. I've had people, come in and, call me like the day before, and I'm scrambling trying to get a guest. And when you call me back, you were like, hey, can I do it over the phone? I said, hell yeah, man. So, I really do appreciate you, man. Let's just get that out the way.
No, I appreciate you for making the adjustment so quickly. You have no idea how bummed I was about this.
Yeah,
I was telling my wife about it. I'm like, man, I'm just so upset that I can't go down there. And she was like, well, things happen for a reason. And then again, when my tire went flat or whatever, I was like, oh, well, there you go. Right. God is good.
Yeah,
all the time. It would have been a nightmare to try to get back home, to try to get home last night, so God is good all the time. I mean, yeah, I can't say anything else about it other than that.
Right? Yeah, I wish you were here too. And I guess it's not really a surprise, but it is a surprise because I know that both of y'all would be extremely happy for me. But I started therapy 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
I just had my third
Wow.
session yesterday.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And I'm
Yeah.
so happy. It's been on my goal list for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally pulled the trigger. I went through the EAP program with work.
Right.
And that's how
Mhm.
I found the lady that I found. So, yeah, I
Right.
got my 3 free sessions in, and I've already booked my next paid session. So I'm excited. I'm really
Wow, that-
excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The
I am
therapist, she was like,
so
all of
proud.
your intake, she said your numbers are low. Why? I'm trying to figure out why you're here. I said, oh, don't worry about it. You'll find out soon enough.
Hey, you know something, Angie? I can attest to this since we've known each other since junior high.
Yes.
Yeah, so over 20 years.
Well over.
Well over 20
Yeah.
years. You've always been the go-to person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've always been that person who has always been very approachable,
Yes.
very very sweet, very
Mhm.
nice. But I you know, you don't think about that when you're just going through life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the lady, she even said, I told her, I said, look, I've done a lot of self-work. Like I'm self-aware. I said, but there are things that, I have to see why I am the way I am. I did the younger me, older me version or TikTok trend or whatever that was.
Yeah, the last
And-
time you were here, we talked about
and
that. Yeah.
baby, it took me out, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I need to go see what that's about, and I'm just grateful that it happened the way it did. I was able to get my 3 free sessions in.
Right.
I was able to find a therapist because I had been finding people, and I'm like, well, let me just pray on it and see
Mhm.
which one is going to stick out. Just lollygagging, that's all it was. And then I did this, and the lady just stuck right out to me, and I was like, it was all me. Everything, like with Eric, everything happened for a reason.
Right.
So
Right. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations, man. And
thank you,
I wish you all the
I
best.
am proud of you.
Yeah.
thank you. I know you
I am
would be.
very proud of you. because you and I are cut from the same cloth in the sense of like the idea of wanting to always help people, and
Yeah.
wanting to always try to be there for people and be there because we feel this is what we were born to do. I feel
Yeah.
personally this is what I was born to do,
Yeah.
to assist, to be a service to
To
people
serve.
in,
I
in
love to
some
serve.
capacity.
Yes.
Yeah, in whatever capacity, but
Mhm.
what they don't tell you is serving people often has its negative connotations as well, because where does it go?
Mhm.
Where in all of these people that you're helping, all of these things, these ideas, or not ideas, but all of these thoughts, these emotions and things that are coming from other people, where are they going? Because
Yeah.
they're coming to you. So now they're coming to you. Where are you putting them, and how are you removing them from yourself?
Yeah.
How are you getting rid of the waste?
Mhm.
As I said earlier in the conversation, the quote, "Anger corrupts the container it's carried in." The more you bring in, and the less you put out, it begins to manifest into something a lot more chaotic.
Yeah.
And you need to either you're going to have a breakdown or a breakthrough.
Yeah.
And so you have to. I'm glad that you had your breakthrough. I'm so
Mhm.
glad.
Yeah, and like Ryan talked about earlier, with the people who don't like the change in you, that weeds
Mhm.
out. And granted, us as people who give, or we're servers or whatever,
Mhm.
or of service to others, we do it out of the kindness of our hearts. But there are people who are around just to take what you have to give. And back in the day, we used to call it big eye, when you just want something just because it's there. There are people who will literally
Mhm.
take just because you're willing to give it, versus somebody who say, no, I don't need that, give it to somebody else. Or I'm not going to, deplete all of your energy. I'm not going to take from you. I'm already full. Let's give that to somebody else. But no, if you take from them, you give to them and then you stop giving to them, they feel away, and then they're like, oh no, you're the bad guy. No, you were taken without even trying to attempt to ask me if I was okay, to replenish me, to, give back in return. So that weeds
Right.
out the people that you don't need around you. And it helps you as a person who is a giver, because you don't want to corrupt the giver, like make you stop giving to everybody just because of a group of people who are just takers,
Because that
Yeah.
you brought up a good point, because that part of it doesn't end.
Yeah.
It can carry on to other relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You are. What I will say to that, I want to add on to that. because we are givers and because we are, in the service industry, I guess you can say, we do like to help people and stuff like that. You have a beautiful light, Angie. You particularly have a beautiful light. And a lot of times people will try to take that light away from you. You know what I mean? And I remember somebody saying once before, like, what's the point in being a light for somebody who's adjusted to seeing in the dark? They're comfortable with seeing in the dark. Yeah. So why even try to shed your light on them? So people will take and take and take, and they will do their best to drain you of whatever energies that you have. Mm-hmm. And that's when you have to put a stop. That's when you have to, and bringing this entire conversation full circle, set boundaries.
Yeah.
Because the only way that you can be able to get your life together is by setting a boundary to make sure no one else can remove themselves from that boundary.
Right.
All right, man. So sad to say, but you know what? You got to come to a close, all right? But before we go, I want to thank you for coming on the show and having this great discussion with me. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
And also, before we go, what's next for Mr. Eric T. Lewis?
Well, next, I still have my YouTube channel, which is Sample Size Sense on YouTube. You can go to there. I do fragrance reviews and everything, and that will be changing into a different type of review thing starting next year. And be on the lookout for some more podcasts and some apparel. You can go to ngolio.com and take a look at my apparel, especially my Life Goes On apparel right now.
All right, man. All the best to you, and we will see each other in the near future. I'm thinking about bringing you in to come co-host.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. So we'll talk about that soon. All right.
Thank you, man. I'll be glad to.
All right, man. All the best to you, and see you soon, Mr. Eric. All right, man.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, man. Conversations with Ryan Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. See you guys same time, same place next week, same bad channel. Happy holidays to everyone.
Yes.
From WBOK Conversations with Ryan Richardson. Shouts out to my program director, the great Mr. Justin, and everybody here at WBOK. Shouts out to you, Angie, as well. And I'll see you next week. Peace and love. And remember, healing and recovery start with you, New Orleans. Love you. Peace.